Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this lovely night at the farm though. It's snowing, it's December 1st and we are going to December 2nd though because we did expand our monthly days. Which is really awesome though because I want to experience of course the weather differences here and there a little bit more. That said though, we got snow. I was hoping for this though. I was so afraid that I would miss out on the snow though. Grandpa, do you have anything to say about all of this?
Well met. What?
Probably not. Alright, no, I do like it. We do have a special tool for this though, so we can actually, you know, like get rid of all the snow around here. I mean, it probably gets old rather quick too, right? You know, with the smaller one over here, but for everything, we do have something in the future that is a little bit bigger, one might say. Alright. Let's go grab this big boy though, and there we go. And actually do a little bit of working though, right? But can we actually turn it to the left though, I wonder right now. Oh, can it pivot? I don't think it is that capability though. Doesn't really seem like it. Oh, alright, so this might have been a mistake though, right? You know, in the end. But let's see. Alright, let's lower it. I tried everything, but sadly we do not have the options. So it's going to be a whole lot of strength that we might push forward, right? You know? Yeah, as you can see, it's already getting a little bit problematic here. Interesting. So that's why you do need something that you can actually press to the side. And then you have one line on the side, right? You know, and in the front it's nice and beautiful. So far though, I mean, this is pretty decent. Just keep pressing it. And it doesn't really work like that, it seems. So what you want me to do is probably just go like this. Instead of just pressing, you want me to scoop it up and then push it down somewhere else, right? Let's see how that one works. Yep, see what I mean? That's what you want me to do. Very understandable though. Just a lot of extra work, but I do get it, That's the way how this one rocks, so it's a little bit of extra work. So be aware of that though. Get it? Yeah, we do. As you can see, it's almost full of snow. There it is, it's nice and full. And let's just drop it right over here. We probably could also drop it in the drinking bin though for some extra water, but I wouldn't do that though. I mean, you know, like in the meanwhile, they only have ice to drink and snow, and that's not good, man. That's not good at all. By the way, I already feel very guilty that these cows are outside. Because we don't have anything though for them at this point. But later on we will be a better owner, right? You know, better farmer with that regards. So it's a kind of interesting thing though that I have bought it especially for this over here. But right now I kind of feel like, you know, for scooping all of this, maybe we could have used a different tool instead, right? You know, it would have made more sense. But at the same time, this vehicle though is going to be so good for putting things on the back of a trailer or anything of that sort, right? So it's not going to be bad at all. It is just going to be very versatile, and if we want to do this for a short little thing or road, we have the perfect tool for it then, right? Oh, look at that. Now, I will directly retire this. I'm kidding. We are just going to make a walking line right here and there, and then we will see how it turns out. We don't want to clean everything though, because we just don't have the tools for it. This is really good to do, by the way. Alright, keep on pushing until I see 100 there. There we go. We have 100. And then we are just going to drop everything right over there. It has its own charm, to be honest, right? And now that I'm doing this, I have to say though, right? You know, like I'm pretty chill about it. Like it just feels right to do, you know? And if I was a farmer though, I would directly, you know, if I had land like this and a tool like that, you know, like I would directly make something for the kids if there was something, you know, to have. You know, like in other words, I need to have kids, of course, for that. But if I had, I will make an igloo or something, or, you know, something for a sleigh to slide off these little things. Although there are plenty of hills here in this map. Where I live, there are no real hills though, so, you know, tough luck there. You know, so I will definitely make something where you can slide off from. Maybe an igloo, like I said, or something nice for people to drive by, right? You know, put a couple of flags in it. Just a little bit of extra. Maybe some, how shall I say, some lights. You know, these things will go a long, long way, though, to create a good atmosphere for the village. And the people that are driving, well, close by to it, right? Can you imagine you see something nice like that and then you have to go to work? I mean, it will cheer up, right? You know, a little bit of positive energy. Here we are. Oh, dump it. A little bit higher. There we go. Just a hard dump though, huh? Do you know what will be an extremely funny Easter egg? Like, let's say you hear jingle bells, you look up and you do see Santa flying around. You know, these simulators can be really realistic though, but it can also have a couple of silly little things. You know, like Euro Truck Simulator as an example, right? They now implement some developers that are just sitting on a swing or something, right? That, you know, if you drive by, you can see them. I mean, that is very funny, right? You know, it's just the human side of it all that is missing in a lot of games these days. For those that are wondering, yes, it is way more slippery though. I can show you in a second. Drop it. Nice. So yeah, let's go just to the back. Drive and I let go. Well, maybe I should have actually, you know, like kept steering. Accelerate, and here we are. Yep. It is more slippery though. You might not really see it, but it is more slippery in a certain way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the tail was just drifting there a little bit. And by the way, boys and girls, probably next time we should have getting some other jobs first, right? You know, but I would say maybe we will take care of the family first before we take care of the neighborhood. But then again, there's so many families though waiting for... Oh, see what I mean? I cannot really... Did you see that though? Like we were drifting? Yep. What's going on here? We're being pushed to the right side. Not sure why. I have no idea what's going on here. That's why. Interesting. But yeah, you know, like a lot of those families do need help too. They want to get home safely and to work safely too. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Where are we dropping this? I think we are going to drop it here. Right over yonder. So hopefully there are a couple of tasks around though where we can actually, you know, like use the road salt. We did buy some road salt, but do we need to use our own? No idea. Don't really care about that either at this point, but we can just buy it, right? You know, it's something that I really wanna do and take care of the dangerous stuff here, you know. No excuse for insurance scams either, you know what I mean? If I do my job well. there we are. Perfection. Could have done it a little bit more prettier though, but it does its job. Alright, the last little bit of snow that I want to get rid of is right over here. Of course, we just press it towards here. And then, wait a minute, what will happen if I dump it on the road though? I don't really want to do it, but just because we want to learn too, right? You know, we are actually going to do it. Okay, that is very smart. Okay, very, very cool though. Very cool. I do like that. Nice little turds. I mean, we had to know, right? We just had to know. This is not a lot of road though clearance, but it is more than enough for a car to visit, or, you know, the mailman to do something without them breaking their car parts, or, you know, like their legs if they step out. And everything is for us reachable by foot without slipping or anything like that. So this is a job well done. It is very nice. Whoppa! Now, I kind of wonder what we can build there to the left though, right? You know, very curious about that. Okay, let's drop this one nice in place. Okay, I just want to say though, why is there orange light going off? Doesn't make too much sense, but I actually had my indicator on, huh? That's just like that. Ignition. Now let's get out and let's check out, you know, that little place over there. I kind of want to take care of the bees too. It's very cool that they are not flying right now, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Seriously? That's beautiful honey, by the way. Raw honey. You need to taste it, though. And for me, I do like forest honey more. It's a little bit darker, you know, and it has stronger taste. But it really is something else, isn't it? So this is automatically done. That is so cool. Small shed, huh? Required materials. Next step. Wood barn. Plank log. Planks. 1,000 liters. I think we will have to build that though at one point, right? You know? So either with the wooden beams. We could bury that so probably somewhere. Huh. We will have to check that out though, huh? At one point. We could actually build it right now. But, you know, I want to see if we can sell our honey. You know, that is interesting. And by that I mean, you know, at a little farmer stand. To test the big boy. Pull it a little bit up. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Not the safest thing, by the way. Yeah, let's go. You know me, though, at this point, right? You know, I want to be very careful, though. Is it a side? No, it's a front way. Not the best way to place these, though, I might say, but oh well. That is some cool stuff, though. Like a honey like this, man. Oh my god, though. I love honeybees. They are very good, especially the bumblebees, though. But yeah, to make honey or cells, I love it. I love it. Now let's see. I mean, honey might be worth nothing right now, but I just want to see it, right? You know, if it's possible. Oh. Oh. Yep. Let's just lift it up and let's try it once again, though. Oh, look at that little pile of snow. It wasn't there before, though. Okay, there we go. 360. That is not so bad though for honey, right? Huh, that is really nice. I am having a lot of ideas right now. So I do think we can buy planks. Maybe we have to make planks and stuff like that, but I am very curious right now. We could do some winter walking, right, you know, at the farm. So I'm going to keep this one right around here. Something for them to walk past and something for us to just stand right, you know. Now let's see. What will be our task though? Because if there are fun tasks around, it will be something very nice to do. Food transport. Nothing is for... yeah, spreading salt. That is a shame. That is a real big shame though. But let's borrow the items here. Let's make some extra money, I would say, right, you know? Oh, wow. The Valtra T215 active. Let's check out this big boy. Unique coloring, right, you know? I love the grill, by the way. Look at that. That's something else, though, huh? It's a very sport-like tractor, though, in my opinion, isn't it? Look at this thing. Nice and sleek, though. Very smart to put the extra drink stuff over there, right? You know, in your lunchbox space. You don't really miss out on anything. Rear mirror. I love it, though, like that. That's some cool stuff. Oh, wow. Huh. This is something else, though. I could stand behind this. I do love the extra controls, right? You know, and look at the monitor there. It's really clear. It's almost picture perfect, though. I love that, though. Look at that. Wait a minute. Are we now looking to the front? Yes, we are looking back to the front. Of course, there's a mirror there. But that's some cool stuff. I believe it was down here, right? Down here all the way. Alright. Very simple, though. We have been going there quite a lot of times, so let's go, let's go. Oh, it's 0 degrees Celsius, it says on the monitor, which is interesting. Yeah. If Giant Software ever sees this, though, please make a couple of winter tasks, though, that you can actually perform. Like maybe collecting woods, you know, for farms, deliver it at those places. But not just that, maybe also where you can actually, well, you know, like drive around and salt these roads over here, you know, or plow the snow away from this farmhouse to, or, you know, factory, and this road and that road, you know. That would be very fun, though, right? You know, like really winter-themed tasks. Oh, yep, the slippery oversteering. It's kind of interesting, by the way, like almost every task we get, we just have a luxurious tractor and all. I just feel like the bum of the neighborhood here. Alright, big boy, have fun right there, though. Now, let's see. Do we have another high-paying job that can be automated? Yeah, plowing, cultivating. Plowing is rather simple, though, I might say, right? Pays rather well, too. So, oh! Now we have to use our own plow. Oh, well. Ooh, it's a dirty boy again. I thought it was a little bit cleaner, though, but oh well. Is it just me, or is it just getting way darker already, right? You know, I know it's winter. Man, did you see the slide? Nice. But yeah, you know, like, They really thought about a lot of things right now, though. Like, look at the snowman, you know, on our wheels. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is not the best place to actually park something like this, though. Okay, dokie. Let's just be careful here. And we're going straight through town. It's just a beautiful shortcut, though. So, yeah, you know, like plowing through solid sand. It's a tough job, though. Not sure if any of you ever have used, also let's say, right, you know, like a shovel in winter times. It is an enormous task, though. It really is so difficult. You know, and if you have bad luck, you know, your shovel does not just break at the stem, that is mostly made of wood, but it breaks off on the metal parts, though, right? You know, the shovel itself. Lady, what are you doing, huh? Going across the roads and then crossing it again? Are you showing off or something, huh? Let's honk twice at least so that she feels good about herself. Now let's keep on going, though, huh? You know, like... Whew. I'm happy that we can do it with the tractor, though, this plowing, and not with a shovel, but I think, though, there will be a lot of damages, though. Yeah, so I'm kind of bummed out, you know, that we have to use our own equipment. There we go. Alright. Automated. Now, what are we going to do? I think what I want to do, though, is by... we could visit anything here, though, but the sawmill. Can we just bury it? And if so... So we are right now at the sawmill. We did visit the place, and I kind of want to buy a building for 300k. Dude, I want to build... It's you. You scammed me once, though, huh? Not counting the fertilizer, and then I had to, you know, pesticide it again. And then I had to pesticide it again, and it still didn't work. My boy, though. But man, we can buy this? Oh my god, this is going to be fun, though. Maybe we can buy some other stuff, too. I kind of want to leave the timber industry right now behind, although I really, really want to do it. But I want to buy some IRL gear before I can do anything like that, right? You know, so it is what it is. But where can we buy something here, I wonder? It's a very lovely place, to be fair. Ah, look at that little tugboat over there, huh? There we can dump probably the beams, you know, like the big timber. Oh, and here we can probably sell it then. All right, big boy, let's talk to him.
It's nice to see you, I guess.
Tell me more about yourself. Can I lend you a hand? Can you explain forestry to me?
What can I help you with?
How to grow trees, how to cut down trees, wood chips, tree market sprays and signs, winces and yardes, transport. Markings. Why should I mark trees? What do the tree marking signs mean? Okay, well, let's go for the first one.
When doing forestry and operating heavy machines within the dense forests, applying a particular mark can provide a visual reference for waypoints and the assigning of certain actions. This can also help you and your workers keep track of what you're supposed to do and where.
Okay, makes a lot of sense though. Exit. So this is probably not the place that I'm actually looking for, but although production change. Production change. There we go. Wagon builder. Wait a minute, we can make wagons as long as we have all of this. Dude, this is deep though. This is very, very deep. With the cotton, we can get fabric. Oh my. Toy tractors. Alright. You know, I get it. Cotton rolls. Canola oil. With the oil mill, huh? 20 canolas. So if we go with our canola towards this, then we get this. Can we sell this though? I wonder, right? You know what I mean? Alright, so we don't directly have to go to the source, I think, though. There are warehouses and everything around. So, here we go. So, how many liters are these, though? Wooden beams. Total price. Base price. Yeah, I mean, we can just buy this. Alright. And where do we have it, by the way? I do like this though, man. It already feels like there's so much more roleplay going on. So this is probably 1,000 liters, 1,000 pieces. So let's go. We have a job to do, my boys. So let's put ignition on. Build this one up. We already have. So let's go, let's go, let's go. I really, really want to build that though. We might lose a lot of money in the meanwhile. We don't have a lot to begin with, but it's going to be great though, right? It absolutely is. Just a little farm extension. Ooh, school bus. Yep. Okay, we have a little bit of control again. Whew. That was close though, huh? You don't want to be known as that one farmer that puts a forklift in the school bus. I don't think, or products, no matter if it's the best quality in town though, will be selling for a lot. I find this very dangerous, by the way, right? You know, like the trademark on the window. Like, it will be so good that you could see much more, you know? Is it needed? No, because it is right in the side of operations, alright, you know, in everything that we do see. But to see more is always good, though. It's always good. It's kind of cool, by the way, that somebody already did put a shovel through the streets. Very cool to see. But, you know, like, we can do that job too, if you know what I mean, right? But yeah, this is the highest point. Right over here. So we do not see what's going on over there, but we will never be able to have seen that unless everything here will be of glass. But the right operation table is actually up there, right? So, you know, like, it is not a bad thing. Alright, we are almost there. We did put the lights on though, because the weather is not really bright enough though to be highly visible, even though we are in a red vehicle. I still will put the lights on. In a lot of countries it's not really necessary though, right? You know, to put lights on during the day. I will just say, like, you know, just be smart and do it anyways, right? You know, because it just helps with a lot, you know. Not just for yourself, but for others too. Safety first. It's kind of wild to think about it, that in a lot of countries you don't have to put lights on during the day, because out of nowhere though, the visibility might be low. And you might then say, right, you know, like, well, sure, then you have to put it on, but wouldn't it be just better to just always have it on? I cannot think of a downside, you know what I mean? Unless we go, of course, into the extremes, like some very bright LED lights, and you know, they just aim it a little bit higher so you can see farther, and your opponent, one might say at this point, it is an opponent, right? Because you're totally blinding that guy. Cannot see anything. So, you know, you have some shits and giggles there too then, I suppose. You know, there are people actually that do put those beams pretty high though, or have the rear of the car heavy loaded, so the front is raised up. The other driver cannot see anything either, so yeah, some negatives here and there, of course, too. But I'm very happy now that we have, you know, like bought this, because it's already paying off. And it's the Stalker again in a different vehicle, but the same face, same clothing though. Oh yeah, but it's already paying off, and how good is that though? Not a very smart man though, as you can see. Yeah, I tried to pass us when a truck came along. Ooh, he's at least quick enough though to avoid the school bus. That's nice. And it says next stage though, but how many stages might there be in a small shack like that, or whatever it was, right? Small barn, something like that. How many stages? It depends on how luxurious you want it to be. But I really wonder, like, what it might be right at this point. what it might turn out to be. And let's just drop it here, though, I might think. And let's put that one down. Drive back. There we go. Alright, they are very hard at work, though. Very hard. And I think right now we do need planks, though, right? Yeah. Let's see, let's see. Wooden beam. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, it had enough. So that's great, though. Planks long and planks in general. We could stack it up, but we want to keep it safe. We want to play the game as we will do in real life, right? And you will not see me just go crazy, you know, in the middle of nowhere in real life. It's not worth the risk. So I kind of want to have this job done by the start of the snow, right, you know. So it's already starting to snow, to be honest, but, you know, this is just dripping, right? You know, it will be a lot worse in a little bit. The heater is rather strong, though, but it just siphons out by the windows, right, you know. So it's rather cold outside. Look at my guy, though, being a savage. It's on the blue side, though, of the heater. I mean, my boy. Alright, ignition off. Let's go right over here. And wooden beam, fabric. That's nice to see too. Clothes, of course. Cement bags, barrels, buckets, bathtub. Interesting. I mean, you know, like, we can really do a lot here, I noticed. Man, that feels just great, though. Wait a minute, there's just so many here. Honey, 2K, huh? Interesting. Flour, rice, bread, cakes. Ooh. Butter, cheese, sugar, cereals. Oh my god, though. I love this. I really, really do. So I can make these. I can store them at my place, right? You know, and sell them whenever it's good. Strawberries too, and lettuce, tomatoes, spring, onions, Napa cabbage, garlic, enoki, oyster mushrooms, interesting, potato chips, preserved food too, yo, cement blocks, spinach. There's so many good things here. Wow. I am a little bit overwhelmed though, right? You know, like, there's kimchi, my dude. Yo. Noodle soup, carrot soup, parsnips, planks. Here we go, though. We do need normal planks, so off we go. Let's buy it. In the meanwhile, you know, we can still earn more money. This lady's job or task is complete. This one is almost complete, though. Farmland cultivating. Yeah, it might not be worth a lot, though, as you can see. But then again, it's very easy land to begin with. Same with this one. Borrow the items. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cool to see finally in Challenger 2, you know, so I don't really feel singled out too much. Not that I care about that, to be honest, you know, but it is good to see that there are some other people with a Challenger 2, right, you know. But here we go. Let's deliver it to the field, which might be easiest way to get there. Yeah, there's just a massive river here. There might be a ferry. Shall we check the ferry out, though? Nah, this is just a straight line here anyways. Yeah, let's go. Huh, interesting though. Out of nowhere when we teleported here, the snow is gone. Probably meaning that it's a little bit over zero and it just didn't melt away. So our early morning work was for naught, but that's normal, right? Snow just comes and disappears. So does your ex-girlfriend, right? Kinda had to think about a commentator. Let's put this one a little bit higher. Just like that. That must be a perfect fit right now. Oh, not really. Then put the angle a little bit up. Let's go. There we are. Beautiful. We didn't even touch anything else, right? Hoppa. Not sure what that sound was, but it sounded like a horn or something. There's a lot of things going on there, though, in this strange little town. let's go and let's deliver it. Oh boy, we just arrived a little bit too late to get the entire job done though before the snowfall. But this is not bad though. This is rather charming, I have to say, right? You know, because it could be much worse. And that looks like a company that is being built still. And we can just upgrade it though, huh? Help it out a little bit. But yeah, this is interesting though, right? Like, we got water on the roads because the snow didn't melt away. Now we have wet snow. Just adds all to the atmosphere, right? You know? But the thing though is, I thought it would be much more worse, like in our last episode. And this is rather chill. Alright, let's go and park around here though. They do expect us. I just have to say that we have arrived and that they put out the wood for us. Which is lovely though. Good quality of a store though. Just another 5k right over there. We have 70k left. More than enough though to survive everything. But I don't want to get too close to the bottom line anymore though. Not as a farmer, because you know, like, vehicle can just fall down and means that we have a loss of produce. We have loss of workers. And it just is an endless negative circle. You know what I mean though? So let's be a little bit wiser with the money though from now on. But I just had to see what we could do here. Yep, beautifully done. Lift it a little bit back. And here we are. So these are the long planks now, as you could have guessed probably already. A little bit too quick though, right? In real life, everything will be all over the floors. But this will be an easy haul back home though, right? And here we go though, the snow is really starting right now. Beautiful atmosphere. I am glad that we have more days per month right now. I think I might actually keep it at 2 instead of 3. Because right now there's not a lot for us to do during winter. And 1 is too short in my opinion, and 2 might just be perfect though for the states that we are at. And I would say it will be perfect for every beginning states though, right? I think so indeed. Especially if you have the speed on 5 instead of 3. It's just for weather diversity, right? You know, it just makes sense to me, right? Now, will it be instantly built? I don't think so though. I think it will just tickle down until certain stages. As you can hear, they are still hard at work. Well, at least when I'm showing up, so they might be hardly walking to begin with. There we go. So what I do think though is that we now have everything that we desire. Apparently we do have everything that we do need though, but if not, so be it too. Yeah, 591, yeah, we do have it. Progress 0 out of 8. Wait a minute. 0 out of 8, so there are 8 stages for this little barn. It cannot be too tall, right? Because of the tree, unless we cut that one down. I am so curious though. It could also be like one of the beams is done, right? You know, and then that is just one stage. That is one possibility. It starts to seem very logically though to assume, right? Alright, so let's go. Well, we don't want to drop it though. Let's just put it down, and there we go. Awesome sauce. Oh boy, a couple more tasks here and there while we are waiting for the first stages of the barn to be completed. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, look at that though. That might be trouble. Oh, we can just fit right below it, which is lovely. This is a very nice little farmstead though, huh? Look at that. Just for private crops here, maybe. This is very fun though, right? You know, it's a little bit extreme to go here with, you know, what we are having right here. But I have to say, man, you know, it's still a field, right? You know, the task still has to be done, of course. Cultivating farmlands. Kind of want to go with this one and see if we can take that ferry. Alright, let's see though. Drive slowly onto the ferry, which is awesome sauce, but seems like the ferry is just over there and we cannot just call him over, I think. So we probably have to start there. And then it goes here. And then back and forth maybe. Warning, water level may rise without warning. Use extreme caution when in the water. Life jacket zone. Oh, it's actually coming our way. How awesome sauce is that though, huh? Now we are driving fast away. Oh, this is fun though. Ah, this is fun though. It helps us out a little bit though, right? You know, by the map. But if we have to wait just as long, we would have been around here right now. So it might still be shorter. But it's just the fun of it though, right? You know, that matters most. And yeah, I do like to be efficient, but it just is going to be thrown out of the window, right? You know, if I want to focus on realism or fun and stuff like that. Here we go. Alright, big boy, we are ready, as you see. Now this is cool though, huh? Attention, ferry traffic, please stop the engine. Set parking brake and stay in the vehicle. Life preserve child and adult. Alright, very cool that he did separate those. Oh, is it my... Oh no, it's not snow. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it though, right? You know? Well, after 10 more minutes though, I think this might start to be a waste. I mean, we probably do have to put the handbrake on though. But if I press it right now, I'm sure it will be pure coincidence though. I don't even think there's a handbrake though. So this is a total waste of time to just wait here. This is not fun though. Ferryman. It is no fun at all. My... he's been clowning on us hard though. Now, this is a beautiful field here to the right and to the left. I don't see any weeds, nothing though. There's a top farmer at work here. Probably has done it a couple of times already, and maybe has all he needs to actually get started right, you know. My, oh my, oh my. We still have to learn how to get rid of the weeds properly though, because it's kind of embarrassing though, isn't it now? To have a handful of weeds growing at our place. Now let's, by the way, check what we do have here. That stage must be almost complete, by the way. Oh, almost though. Wooden beams, 64 liters right now. Farmland, absolutely though. 6K, yup. So the best thing about this is though, to know that there's really 8 stages around here. Stage 1 is very expensive though, like 15K for a very small barn. I'm not so sure how that goes. The beams are already used, so that is very interesting. I will wait until the money pours in from the contracts. And then I'm very curious about what will happen once we do sleep, right? And how that will look like. Well. 1 out of 8 is complete, which is awesome. Cement bags are next needed though. I will think though cement might be first. But you know, it is what it is. I'm going to wait for that contract plowing field 23. But I will say though, this is a mission complete though, right? You know, in the next episode we will definitely bring on the cement bags. By the way, how much? 2,000 liters. So that are 2 bags though, or 2 pallets full of cement. It is going to be what it is though, right? You know, but let's right now collect our little money over here, right? 5,779. Beautiful. We are going to wait for this. So 27% only completed though. Not bad, not good though. Time is a-ticking. But by that, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful time. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay happy, stay healthy. And Grandpa is gone, by the way. If you see Grandpa, don't forget to leave it in the comment section below, alright? Bye-bye.